Good afternoon. Welcome to the New York session. I hope you're doing well. Let's start with the dollar index. So yesterday we had price trading through the gap. It didn't do it during the New York session as I was expecting. They did it overnight, and we opened, and then it gapped down. Right, so with that, I'm expecting a continuation to the downside. Okay, let me give myself some fresh air because it's very warm over here. Okay, so I'm expecting a continuation to the downside from this gap to attack this low here. So this New York session, I want to see them trade to that candle's high. It comes in at 98.48, and that's where I'm expecting. It can go lower than that, but for today, I'm expecting that. And if they're able to stretch it, then they will go for 98.32 level. Okay, so as it stands, that is what I'm expecting on the dollar index. That means on the euro, that is also gonna go same level here, 1.1539 in that imbalance. Now this is a New York session imbalance, so it's a strong level, hence expect price to basically hold. Don't expect it to continue going through, because price might not continue go through. Okay, so as I was saying, the euro is likely gonna go up there. So this New York session, watch maybe a run below the London session low, and then a rejection. So once they go below the London session low into this Asian, now I'm not a fan of Asian session gaps, but focus on the London session low. Once they take it out and then it start rejecting with an auto block, then you can trade that. Okay, but I prefer British pound. I think yesterday I spoke about this, that they were going to move away from this gap here and then move to attack this equal high. So I'm actually still in a trade on that. I haven't closed it yet because I think the weekly is rejecting the previous week low, right? We dipped into this gap, so the weekly is rejecting, and next week might continue going up to go and attack this high and potentially that one. So I'm gonna hold it unless maybe this gap will reject price, but from the weekly perspective it shouldn't. So yeah, I prefer the British pound. So here, this gap has been traded through, so you can use it as a support level and then continue going up from here, right? For today, maybe target the weekly opening price, this level. Okay, target that one, and then you can leave something on. You can leave something on maybe for next week, because if what I'm expecting will be true, maybe we will gap up over the weekend, especially on Sunday. Price might open and then gap, right? So you might be in it already, or you can close everything here and then Monday or Tuesday you get another entry for continuation to the upside. Dollar yen, I've still not got what I'm looking for, which is the displacement. They did come into the level that I highlighted yesterday, and then it rejected, but not the way I want to see it. From the weekly perspective, we are still inside that bearish range, so maybe this New York session might reject price, and then we might come back down again. New York session, so watch that previous day's high, and then also watch this down candle. If they run it and then break, then obviously look for a sell. Pay attention to the gap that has formed as well. That can be your trigger point. If they go through it, then price might not look back. So you have all these price points, PD arrays, that can give you a signal that price is gonna either respect or is gonna break. So again, watch this one. Once we break through it, we've got about 38 minutes to go. The next candle, if it closes below the candle's high, it comes in at 145.44. If it closes through it, then they will likely break this down candle, and then we start looking for lower prices. If it continues going up, then watch the previous day's high, because that's where the sell might be triggered. This order block here can reject it, but based on the time that it formed, I'm not really a fan of it, because it formed outside the kill zone. But it can reject. I'm not interested. I'm looking for the rejection. So whether it happens here or it happens at the high, that is what I am interested in. Okay. Gold. So gold, I think we've still not broken structure yet. So I think they might come for this low into this level. And if you look at the weekly, we never traded up. It's been down throughout the week without any aggressive move, apart from the one that happened on Monday. So what I think might happen is there might be a shock or a sudden move that will take everybody by surprise, because the way it's going down, it's like it's compressing. It's not aggressively dropping, it's compressing. And sometimes that can be accumulation, right? Prices accumulating. So be mindful if you are selling, because we might get a sharp move, especially below this candle's low. They've traded they've managed to trade through that IFVG, yeah, they've managed to trade through it. So definitely looks like they'll be going for this low, but once they take it, then price might reject and start coming back up again. So be mindful if you are short. The break of structure hasn't happened yet, so that's what we are waiting for. From the weekly perspective, this will be a pullback. So next week we want to see them open, take out the weekly low, and then reject and go up. If we don't get a rejection today, then it will be done next week. They'll open, okay. So yeah, that's basically what you're looking for on the weekly chart. Okay, so it could be today, it could be tomorrow. Preferably if it happens today, that would be good, because then you can see Tuesday took out Monday's low, we never went for a high. Wednesday took out Tuesday's low, we never went for a high. Thursday took out Wednesday's low, we never went for a high. And then Friday is also taking out Thursday's low, and we've not gone for a high yet. So I think it's been gradually accumulating. All right, and like I said, it might come as a shock, a move that might surprise everybody, because the majority right now, right, they are all thinking about buying. Everybody's thinking about buying everybody's thinking about buying the gold market, right? So they'll keep taking them out. Think about it from a what's the word? Think about it from a head mentality perspective, right? What is the majority trying to do with gold right now? They're trying to buy it, hence it's gonna go down, and then it will be a sudden move, and that sudden move might come as soon as they ran everybody out last time. It could have been this candle, but I think they might come for this low, and once they flash everybody out in a surprise way, then it will reverse. Okay, so watch this candle's low. If we go below it aggressively and you start seeing a rejection, that could be the reversal. Okay, all right. Crude oil. So crude oil yesterday was expecting, I got a scalp out of it on the I think 5 minutes chart. Yeah, I got a scalp out of it on the 5 minutes chart from here, and that was the entry, and then it was 221 from here. So that was the trade entry during the New York session. We pulled back and then we went higher, and then I placed another buy limit, but when it was coming back down, I actually deleted it because I was trying to buy here again and then go up, but I deleted it. Okay, so let's see. I think today is Friday. The week is done. looking at the weekly perspective, we didn't do anything, right? It became an inside candle. So next week, this candle's low, which has created now a gap, will be where we would like them to accumulate more. So next week, let me go to the daily. We want to see the market come down first and then go and attack the previous week high. Okay, and that can start from this gap. So as long as that gap here is open, price will come for this low next week. If we trade through it, then we will start making our way back up here. Okay, so 77.63 will be possible once we break this up candle. If not, then 69.42 will be the drawn liquidity. And then finally ES. So ES yesterday, same thing. I was actually aiming for a sell to attack this low. I got into the sell, but then they managed to come back and stop me out. I sold above this candle's high, right in here. This, I sold that, and I was expecting them to just go and attack this low, but it failed, and overnight the price gapped up and stopped me out. Now from the daily perspective, that is it's still possible because the down candle has not broken yet. Okay, and as I was saying, unless they break this down candle, the bullishness still remains. So from the weekly perspective, we are still gonna keep going higher, right? Especially with so yeah, they've gone above this imbalance for this week, right? This level on the weekly time frame, they've gone above it. So as long as that down candle, this one, is holding, we will continue going higher. So next week you're gonna look for a continuation to the upside, even maybe today during the New York session, unless again they come back and attack that low. We are still likely gonna go up. Watch this up candle and 2 p.m. If we get a rejection, all right, if we get a rejection with that 1 hour candle closing like this, you can go short. If it happens, let's say this is the up candle and then the next candle closes below like that, then you can go short with the, I think, the 3 o'clock candle, because that will be the 2 o'clock candle. So you can look for a sell on the 3 o'clock candle. I personally will suggest to sit on your hands and wait till next week, but if you want to trade it, then that's possible, because I think this up candle on the H4 is gonna it's not gonna allow price to trade through it easily, so you can get a scalp for this New York session. So again, just be patient, or you can go onto the M15 and then look for something like this. We're gonna have a gap formed on the M15. We pull back into it, and then you sell the gap that forms on the M15. Okay, so instead of doing anything, you're scalping the New York session. So within the New York session, from the 2 to 4, if we form any 15 minutes gap, a pullback to it is a sell, and then you get out by the close of the New York session. All right. Okay. So that is that for the currencies. I think dollar index is rejecting. I think it's 130. Some news has come in, so British pound is moving. So far so good. Yeah. All right, let's look at the crypto market. Again, narrative still remains. It has not changed. As long as this up candle has been closed below, I'm still looking for lower prices. Unless we trade above this up candle, that is when the buyers will change. Okay, so this does not excite me. It does not change anything. The narrative is still the same. All right, because this low, that low, they are all within this. So it's a compression or contraction, or quote unquote inside candles. It's not doing anything. So don't be surprised, or don't get too excited with what it's doing right now. From the H4 perspective, this does not change the narrative. They can still come for this low. For them to go up, we need to close above that daily up candle. Sorry, the daily down candle, which is here. It comes in at 107816.65. So Ethereum will be the same. We are still looking for lower prices. Hype, maybe Hype might be a little bit different, because Hype is now rejecting that imbalance. So Hype can give you a buy if you want to. I think it's currently giving a buy, which is nice. This is perfect, right? They run down previous day's low, pull back, fair value gap. So Hype can trade up here. For today, it can trade up into 39.03, or back into that daily fair value gap. This one. Okay. So nice auto block rejecting to go up there. XRP, nothing has really changed. Same thing. We're expecting lower prices. AI16Z, nothing has changed. We're expecting lower prices. 0.15 to 0.155 to 0.150. That's what I'm expecting, and then we will see what price will do after that. And then finally Chachki, I think Chachki eventually took out the low. So as I said, if they take it out, it's gonna continue going down to this particular level, 0.12345059999. Okay. Again, all reference back to Bitcoin. Unless Bitcoin goes and close above this high, we are still looking for this low to be taken. And the reference is from the weekly chart. We take a previous week high, we need to take out a previous week low. Okay. So that is that for now. I think today is pound day, so focus on the British pound, and then also watch the yen pair. Watch the dollar yen, because if it rejects and then it trades through any of the imbalances that has been created so far, it can give you an opportunity. Or wait for 2 p.m, focus on British pound, get a fair value gap, and then buy it. Okay, so that's pretty much it for today, and for the week. We will meet same time next week, Monday probably not, as I said. I'll be going for my son's play day, sport day, so it depends. I'll see a pre-recorded session or an early session. I'll see how I feel when I wake up on Monday. So all the best for the weekend. Enjoy, have fun, and I'll see you next week. Take care.